Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be another prop with me video. It's just going to be a very quick and short. We are going to try to propagate this very sad looking something rather that used to be a plant, and by the looks of it I hope it's a pink princess just by the way it grows. It is some sort of philodendron, I can tell, because it is similar to the one that I had. And if you can see closer right here, on the stem itself you can see the variegation, the stem. So usually when you get a variegated plant, besides having to check the leaves for variegation, you should always check the stem as well. Usually it's the variegation can be induced in a couple different ways, sometimes by a virus that is introduced into the plant, and a lot of times it's just genetics. So if let's say this philodendron pink princess, and some might produce a ton of variegation, and some might just 2 or 3 leaves will come pink and variegated, and the rest will turn back to green. It all depends on genetics of a plant to get good variegation with this specimen, and I'm really hoping I am not wrong about this as far as what it is. But besides checking the leaves to see how variegated they are, you know, to look for is when there's a variegation on the front of the leaves, always check the back as well, because sometimes only front will be variegated and the back not so much. So you want both sides to be variegated, and always check the stem. Like I showed you previously, right here you can see that little right here, the pink stripe, that's a variegation on the stem, which tells me that this part is going to produce a variegated leaf. I did leave this in a pot for a little while or produce a new leaf. All it did was just this part got a little bit bulkier. Everything else, all the little air roots that were on the stem, were completely shriveled up and dried up even more in the past 2 days. So I just cut them off. And I have also noticed that this will produce new growth, because you can see the little red eyes on the stem if I turn it around, the little nodes. Where is this one? Right here. And there's quite a few of them right here as well, you'll be able to see right there. Do you see this little pink one? Took it a while, sorry guys. And right here as well. So these all little nodes are going to produce new growth right here. What I decided to do is I'm going to try to propagate this into as many pieces as I can. Hopefully it will do well for me, and hopefully every single node will produce variegation of some sort. I am super excited to see if it actually works. I have never propagated a pink princess before, and as you remember, this was left on my front porch. By the looks of it, I think that's what it is. So keep your fingers crossed. This big part, I know it has a couple growth points on it, but it's just so healthy looking, and it looks like it's getting ready to have another leaf that's gonna pop out over here. I'm just gonna leave it be, and I'm gonna leave this whole chunk as one. I already have my moss, and what I am using, let me show you, and this is just from my local big box store. It's bag of moss, but from Better Grow. That's what I've been using for pretty much since I can remember. If you have a different preference for the moss that you grow it in, fine, but this is what I find works well for me. I can reuse it, I just re-sterilize it, and I can use it again. I have been using what I have I bought 3 packs originally, and this is going on year number 3 where I'm still using the 3 packs. So it works wonders. I also going to need my shears, my little planting mat. Yeah, let's get this snapped into place really quickly. I love this thing. I love this thing. I think this was one of my favoriteest inventions as far as the plant world goes. The most favoriteest inventions ever. All right, so we got this ready. We're just gonna put it up to the side a second. And what I'm gonna be using are these little cups. And they do come with a lid. You get them pretty much at any grocery store. They are just, what do you call them? Condiment cups. And these are, it came in a pack of 20, and these are 5.5 fluid ounces, or 162 milliliters. So they are a little bit big. They have bigger ones, they have smaller ones. I prefer these ones just because they leave enough room. They're all clear, including the lid, and I don't have to fill it up all the way. I can do halfway, and when I put the lid on there, I can actually see the growth, right? So I'm gonna be using these. This way, when the roots develop and new growth will be seen, they're gonna be contained, each one one individually, which is going to be so much easier. For years, I've been propagating in plastic boxes, plastic bins, and plastic totes. And for some reason, and I've seen this in other videos, I've seen other people do it. Pretty much 90% of plant channels do this or done it at one point or another, but they use separate cups for separate cuttings. That is so genius. And even though I watch the videos and I've seen other people do it, I have no idea why I have not tried it until recently. This is like just the most genius idea ever, you guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep, let's see, we're gonna prep the cuttings, and I am going to just kind of rotate it and see where the little growth points are, just so I know where to cut. And this is very interesting because it is 360 degrees around the stem, so it's not like they go up one side. So if you, for example, if you take a of course I don't have one by me right now, a philodendron, and you look at the stem, you kind of can see the growth is going on one way and the roots are at the bottom. This thing, it's all over the place, so it's all around 360. So I cannot be just looking at one side of it. I have to kind of twirl and twist it because they are on all sides right here, just the way this one grew. Okay, I already have my sphagnum moss prepared. I did add some, I just had a handful of perlites and worm castings, about a handful, so I mixed it in here. Perlite is always good to add to sphagnum moss. You don't have to if just regular sphagnum moss is giving you wonderful results. But what I found is when I do mix the perlite, for some reason it roots faster and better. I don't know if it's something with aeration in there, but because that's what it's supposed to do and looks like it's doing its job, I'm not going to risk it. So I just added some perlite, and it's not a lot, it's a handful, and worm castings were already mixed in there, so I'm not gonna sit there and take every single bead of perlite out. Plus worm castings, how can you go wrong with worm castings, you guys? Okay, so I have this already moist. It's a little bit more water than you need in here currently. We are going to squeeze some water out. It dries out quite fast in open air when it's not closed in, and I just want it to stay moist, okay? I did add 1 pump of fertilizer in here, and the fertilizer I used is I believe it's a Miracle Grow for tropical plants. It has a picture of a monstera leaf on there. That's what I use for most of my tropical plants, and it works also wonders. As you can see, it's not dripping wet, but the liquid does come out when I squeeze it. So that's how you want it, okay? I am going to take the stem and I'm gonna rotate it and see where I can cut and see how many nodes we can get. I have a node with a growth point and 2 air roots, so this is good. I think this is a good, I did not want to shrivel up, I'm halfway dead. All right, so we're gonna make sure I don't clip more nodes. Okay, so that's 2. And some of them are bigger than the other ones, so I have to be really careful not to nick the node. That's 3. This is crazy. I'm cutting up Pink Princess. I think this is Pink Princess. I'm 98% sure that this is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 9. Okay. They are so close together, the growth points, that I am... Okay, I'm not even gonna do this, you guys. I'm gonna have to figure something out because I want to do 1 per cup. So we're definitely gonna do the 7 per cup, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I am going to take my moss. Usually when you have a cutting with a leaf and a longer stem, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap it, make it like a ball of moss around the cutting, and we're gonna just plump it in, and it's just gonna stay there. And because the container is clear, you'll be able to see the roots grow as it grows. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do with the very first one. This one I definitely want to plant and see how it grows. And hopefully it's gonna do phenomenal. I'm praying it's gonna do phenomenal, because it would be something else. Okay, so I kind of made it a ball like this. I am gonna have quite a bit of moisture in there, and I'm just gonna leave it like this. Obviously this one I will not be able to cover up, but I am gonna put this one in a prop box which is a little bit taller. This way it's still gonna be covered up. It's gonna get all the humidity, but it's not going to it's gonna have enough space at the top for the leaf to come out, because you can see that there's a leaf coming out right there. All right, so this one's done. Now for these little guys, what I'm gonna do is I am going to fill up half just the half. And I am going to take one of these, it's pretty much a wet stick at this point, and I'm gonna put this node down. I just have to find it. They're so tiny, just like that. Just add a little bit more moss. And as the roots are gonna grow, they will come up against the sides of the container and you'll be able to see the roots themselves. So this is perfect. All right, where are you again? Here you are. I'm just gonna kind of snuggle it in there in the middle. Nothing special, nothing fancy, just like that. And what I am gonna do, because there's already a lot of moisture in there, I am gonna put a lid on there and I'm gonna check it every couple days. I'm not gonna put holes in there or anything like that, so that's one. I am done putting them into little propagation boxes, little cups, and I did end up moving 2 per cup. So let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 12 cuttings. There's 2 in each, and 13th. Lucky number 13. And for me, actually, it is a lucky number. So I am even twice as happier now. I'm just gonna go put this in a sunny location and put this one in a taller bin, so it does have a lid, and we will check back on them in a little while. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe. It's gonna help my channel out greatly, and I'll see you in the next Plenty video.